Hey, what's going on? DJ Melena here, back with another Facebook ads case study. This time I'm going to be covering Facebook ads for an orthodontist, showing you guys how to generate leads, appointments, and new patients for an orthodontist office in 2019 and beyond. So I'm actually super excited about this case study because everything I've been learning over the past year or two, haven't put out a video in a while, but everything I've been learning over the past year or two is really starting to fall in place, and we've really been able to optimize the process for generating leads for local businesses. And this case study specifically is going to showcase a lot of those optimizations and improvements that we've been able to make to really start generating some great results for our clients. So let's just hop right into it. So just want to give you guys a little bit of a background on the campaign. I'm just going to exit out here. Just want to give you guys a little bit of a background on the campaign. Really, we had an orthodontist reach out to us looking for ways that he could go about generating new patients for his office. At one point he was heavily reliant on dental referrals, and he was actually able to sustain his business on dental referrals and word of mouth alone. But over the past few years, dental referrals had actually dried up, and because dentists are starting to take on treatments like Invisalign in-house, those dental referrals that would send him business in the past have kind of just dried up, and being so heavily reliant on dental referrals and word of mouth is kind of a recipe for disaster, because at some point that well will dry up, and that is not a position that you want to be in, because you're going to end up like my client, where things in the practice become stagnant. People stop talking about the business because things become stagnant, and at some point you're going to have to figure out a way to actively market your business to generate new patients. So he reached out to us knowing some of the work that we did, and we put together a strategy for him, and it's actually pretty simple. So what we've done is put together a campaign that promotes a free orthodontic exam to the local city and the surrounding areas. And anyone who sees that ad and is interested in the offer will be taken to a small 2 to 3 page website that's really optimized to generate leads, to generate phone numbers, and to generate appointments. Once we have appointments coming in to get the exam, we're able to really quickly and effectively qualify them. So we can find out in about 20 minutes whether or not they need more dental care, or they need dental treatment, oral surgery, by using some technology that our orthodontist client has, which is basically considered an intraoral scanner. So it's a 3D scanner where in about 20 minutes it's going to show you, what your teeth look like now in a 3D model, and what your teeth are going to look like post-treatment with the help of either braces or clear aligners. So in about 20 minutes, when someone comes in for this free exam, we don't have to do the full x-rays, you don't have to do the photos or the full records, because we do the 3D scan and we say, hey, here's what your teeth are going to look like. Here's the deposit amount. This is what your monthly payment is going to look like. Is that something that you would be interested in? And we obviously, this is a side note, but we have some incentives in place to make it a little bit easier for people to go about doing business with us. But in about 20 minutes, they're going to know exactly what their new smile is going to look like. And it saves us a little bit of money, because we only have to do the full records, right? X-rays and photos, if they're actually interested in putting down a deposit or moving forward with treatment. So that's kind of what the overall strategy is, guys, right? We promote that free exam. We capture the emails and appointments on our website that we build out. And then once they show up, we're actually able to quickly and effectively qualify them, or let them know if they need other treatment or care before they can actually move forward, which just makes this whole process super, super efficient and super optimized for both parties, right? For both the orthodontist, who only has to do a 20-minute scan, and also for the patient, who can get a free exam in 20 minutes or less. So that's what the overall strategy looks like. And I just want to cover some of the results. So just in the first 17 days of running ads on Facebook and Instagram, we've already generated 36 leads, so 36 emails of people that are interested in the free exam. Of those 36 people who have opted in for the free exam, 18 of them have actually went through the process of booking an appointment for the free exam. And of the 10 appointments that have showed up so far, 7 of them have actually moved forward with treatment for either braces or clear aligners, right? So they've gone about getting the spacers and doing all that initial kind of treatment work. So we are super excited with these results, because again, out of the 10 appointments that have already showed up, 7 of them have already become new patients, which at $3,000 to $6,000 is producing some considerable revenue for our client. And these ads are still running, and we're generating about 1 to 3 appointments per day, depending on the day. And as it stands right now, we've had 10 appointments come in, and we have 8 more appointments still to come, and we're closing anywhere from 70 to 80% of the appointments that show up, right? So this campaign is really producing some great results, and our client is actually, I mean, he doesn't even, we've tried our best to explain to him the process of what's happening, but he still is so fascinated by the fact that we're basically able to generate new patients on command when we start running Facebook and Instagram ads that are put together strategically and in the right way. So those are kind of the general results that we've been able to get. 36 leads, 18 appointments, and already 7 new patients in just the first 17 days. So, man, it's great. So, enough about the results. Enough about us, right? I want to get into what this kind of campaign strategy looks like from a 30,000-foot view, right? So this is kind of a flow chart of what the process is of going about generating emails, generating appointments, and obviously getting those appointments to show up for the exam. And it's actually pretty simple. Again, for a local business, local service providers specifically, it does not have to be too complex. So what we do is run Facebook and Instagram ads promoting that free exam. Those Facebook and Instagram ads are targeted to the local city and the surrounding areas. We found that people are generally willing to drive anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes for quality care. Target those ads to the local city, and if anyone is interested in the ads that they are seeing, they are taken to a small 2 to 3 page website that is designed and built to capture emails, capture appointments, capture phone numbers and names. So if someone's interested, they're taken to a very simple but effective website that captures their information. Once we capture their email, they're taken to a thank you page which says, hey, here's your free coupon, here's your offer. If you want to get in, because we have a limited number of appointments, you can actually go through the process of booking an appointment with us to kind of confirm your spot. So we don't just capture their email and name and phone number, but we actually, for motivated people, motivated buyers, people who are ready to take action now, we give them an option all at the same time to go about booking that appointment. And in the past, like with that dentist case study, with a dentist client of ours, we actually had to direct outreach, capture a phone number, and then reach out. But when you give someone the option all in the same process to book an appointment, we found that the turnout was a lot better, and people actually show up to these appointments at a much higher rate when it's all done at the same time. So once we've gone about capturing any appointments, or someone has booked an appointment with us, in the days running up to their appointment date, we communicate with them via email and send them text message reminders and email notifications to minimize our cancellations, minimize people forgetting about the appointment and flaking, and minimizing any reschedules, because from the time that they book their appointment, they're notified, hey, here's when your appointment is. And we also have a few follow-up emails, nothing spammy, but a few things just, what to expect, success stories, different things like that really start to build value around the treatment and gets them excited and eager to show up. And gets them excited when they actually do show up for the appointment. They're eager to find out, okay, based on what I've seen already, is this going to be a good fit for me? And again, we're able to qualify them in about 20 minutes or less with that 3D scan. One more piece of this puzzle is our retargeting, which are basically ads where if someone interacts with our ad or visits our website or takes a certain action with our business, we can follow them around with super specific ads, super specific messaging that can help push them over the edge. So if someone viewed our little website here but didn't actually give us their information, there's a reason for that. And what these retargeting ads are going to do is continue to build the value around the offer, the exam, and is going to attempt to handle any objections that they may have had as to why they didn't give us their information. And these ads are super effective because we're not just letting someone visit our website and then never see us again. We're sure to hit them with additional marketing messages that can help bring in some additional appointments, some additional leads at a super effective cost. So that's the last piece of the puzzle. But guys, overall, this is kind of what the flow looks like. Someone sees our ad, they opt in, they book an appointment, and then they get email and reminder notifications so that they don't forget. or they don't feel the need to reschedule. So that's the strategy. And for me, I think it's really cool that this simple little funnel is really on track to generate 6 figures in the next 45 days. We're generating anywhere from 1 to 3 appointments per day, and with treatment that costs anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. At about that 30 new patient mark, we're going to be on track to do about 6 figures. So obviously, if you're an orthodontist, you're well aware that these aren't lump sums paid all up front. But once you capture that deposit, anyone that gives you a deposit of $500 to $1,500 is going to be pretty committed to treatment, right? So no, this 6 figures isn't all going to be paid in the first month, but we know that once we have a deposit from a patient, that $3,000 to $5,000 is going to be basically in the bank over the next 2 to 3 years. So this campaign, this funnel, is on track to do 6 figures in expected revenue, and obviously that's broken up over 2 to 3 years. But again, our client went from having no way of generating any kind of patients other than referrals or word of mouth to now having a system that essentially he controls and he owns, that he can turn on at any time to start generating leads, promoting that free exam, and promoting and generating new patients on command. So just kind of a general overview of how successful a campaign can be with Facebook ads when it's kind of built out with intention and built out with strategy. So for me, we definitely would consider this campaign a great success. And I think with Facebook ads specifically for local businesses, there's really 3 reasons why this works so well. First one, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind, right? We now live in an age where social media, digital content is dominating the social space. So if you've gone to a mall lately, if you've gone to a restaurant lately, you'll notice that a lot of people are looking at their phones, scrolling through social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. And if your business isn't actively putting out content on these platforms, the businesses that are putting out content, or the businesses that are advertising on these platforms, they're going to have the competitive edge because people only remember the last thing that they've seen, right? People only remember the last thing that they heard. So if your business isn't actively on these platforms marketing, it's only a matter of time till either you're forgotten about, or you're not even in someone's memory because you're just not on the platforms where they're actively paying attention. So our client had no presence on social media, no authority, and was relying on word of mouth and referrals for the last 30 years. And as you can see, once referrals dry up, once word of mouth dies out, you're in a kind of a fight or flight position where you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? For the last 30 years, I haven't had to do anything. And now when things start to get stressful, you're kind of in a make or break position. So if you've learned anything from this case study, please learn that you must control your process for generating new patients, and word of mouth and referrals is not something that you can control. At any time, one bad review, one bad listing can totally change the perception of your business. And if you don't control your brand, if you're not controlling your reputation, it's only a matter of time until that well dries up. So you must control your patient generation process in any way that you see fit. Right? You as a business owner must go about finding a way to control your patient generation process. Second reason why something like this works so well for a local business is that when it's built properly, it can really revolutionize your business, right? When we understand, if we put in $1 to Facebook ads, we're going to get $4 out. If we have that kind of understanding and that kind of knowledge to determine the success of a campaign because it's built out properly, if it's profitable right out of the gate, this can totally change your business. Like I went over with my client, had no active way of marketing his business. And now, he's on track to essentially double his patient base with 30 new patients in the next 45 days by just putting together, a well built out campaign and funnel that gives us all of the information and metrics to let us know how profitable this is right out of the gate. So when you build it properly, you have a great offer, you have great ads, you have an optimized funnel, and you start running ads, it's going to produce. That's just the way direct response marketing works. That's the way, that's the way effective marketing works. When it's done properly, it can be really, really effective. So reason number 2 with Facebook ads, when it's done properly, it can really revolutionize your business, because you're going to start you're going to start generating patients on command. And we've had clients that we've worked with where we start generating so many leads, so many new appointments, that they actually have to turn the ads off because they have to get their schedule right. There's rescheduling that needs to be done. So this really is like putting fire on, putting gasoline on the flame. If your business if you have great service, you have a great product, a great marketing campaign is only going to amplify that fire that you already have going. So build it properly and it will come. That's the second reason why something like this works so well for a local business. Reason number 3, this kind of ties into reason number 2, but a little bit different. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Because we've set up the proper tracking and analytics, and we know how many people are clicking our ads, we know how many people are opting in, we know how expensive an appointment is for us, we know how many appointments are converting into new patients, right? Because we are measuring all of these things daily, it's really easy for us to determine how profitable this is for us, and it's really easy for us to determine, okay, how much money do we want to put in this? Do we want to keep this going? And for us right now, essentially every time we put $1 into Facebook ads, we're getting anywhere, just on ad spend directly, if we're averaging $3,000 in revenue per patient, we're generating $21 for every dollar that we put in. And obviously there's other costs associated with, x-rays and overhead. But just on our ad spend, right? Just on, if we put $1 in, we're going to get $21 out directly on our ad spend. Even if it's a 21x and we have overhead, it's still going to be highly, highly profitable for us. But the only way we can determine that is if we've set up the proper tracking and analytics and the Facebook pixel. So this is more of the technical side of Facebook ads, but without this, it's only a matter of time till you give up on Facebook ads, because you don't have the metrics or the tracking in place to understand how profitable your marketing investment is, right? So and when all these things are kind of set up properly, it becomes a really effective and trusted way to go about generating and to go about marketing your business, right? So guys, that really wraps up, everything in this case study. I've gone over the results. I've gone over basically how we build out these campaigns and what the overall structure of the campaign is. And I've also covered 3 really important things to remember when it comes to running ads on Facebook, right? 1, you got to be doing it, even if it's not paid advertising, if it's just social media marketing. Your business needs to be actively putting out content to your local community. So that way, when someone, if someone may not be ready for braces now, but in 2 to 3 months, if they remember, oh, hey, I remember that free offer that I saw on Facebook. Let me go check their, that dentist or that orthodontist Facebook page and see if they're still offering that. So by putting out our content on Facebook ads, running ads on Facebook ads, we're starting to get our brand out there. We're starting to build brand awareness. And when we start offering, putting together great offers, we're going to start to brand trust, brand equity with our local community really quickly. And really, reasons 2 and 3 are more on the technical side of things, because I think that's probably the part that most people put the least amount of emphasis on. Everyone's so focused on the creative. Everyone's so focused on the targeting. Sometimes they're not focusing on, okay, do we have the tracking and technical setup proper to understand how profitable this campaign is for us? So if you found this campaign, if you found this case study valuable, please let me know in the comments below. If you're an orthodontist who has come across this video and would like to see if something like this for your business could work, you can apply to work with us in the description below. On the application, there's going to be a few questions about your business that's going to help me determine whether or not we'd be a good fit to work together. For orthodontists specifically, there are a few requirements. I'm not going to list them here, but if you're interested in applying or interested in seeing if something like this will work for your practice, there is an application link in the description below. So yeah, guys, if you found any value in this, please give me a like. Let me know your feedback, comments. Shoot me a subscribe if you'd like to see more case studies and content about Facebook ads, digital marketing. I'm going to continue to be putting out content. This is actually the first video in a 30-day YouTube challenge. So today is October 1st. Over the next 30 days, I'm putting out at least 1 video a day related to some of the things I've been working on, my experience, things I'm thinking about. So yeah, guys, if you guys found this interesting, let me know in the comments below. Thank you.